It's now time to bring you up to speed with what the newspapers are reporting this morning. And first with me here is the Nation newspaper with the screaming headline referring to what happened yesterday, talking about full honors for heroes of struggle on Democracy Day. And the riders read, President leads celebration of 25 years unbroken civil rule. And Yoko others lay wreath at Abiola's Lagos home. Above the masthead, LNG, Venture Global Crisis Shell, puts NLNG in perspective. And then you see just a very tears, reportage on the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning. Olamide, let's do it.
I'm starting here with the new Telegraph on the Democracy Day celebration yesterday. More dividends coming to Nigerians, says Abbas, as President Tinubu leads June 12th celebration. The Christian Association of Nigeria urges leaders to lead with integrity and put people first. Democracy not about winning elections, Obi says, and APC's celebration of democracy. Another story there, our loyalty to constitutional democracy absolute, that's the CDS, as Lawan asks military to stamp out insecurity nationwide. The credible polls potent path to immortalize MKO Abiola, other heroes of democracy. That's according to Adeleke. Shetima to resident doctors resist temptation of rendering services in foreign lands. President Tinubu's government working to improve Nigeria's health indices, the minister is saying. That's it on the front page of the New Telegraph.
Next is this Nigeria. Tinubu, no cause for alarm, says presidency. Aftermath of Eagle Square sleep, officials say president not superhuman. Atiku, Obi, others wish him well. List of world leaders who fell at public events. Also, NLC alleges misinformation, says no agreement yet on new minimum wage. Police bust cartel dealing in stolen billions of naira worth of jewelry in Abuja. Shetima to resident doctors resist Japa syndrome. Let's stay back to salvage Nigeria. The troops kill 3 terrorists in Zamfara. And then on the ear of the newspaper, Salah celebrations, Nigerians groan over prices of food items. Next, okay, that's next should be the Punch newspaper.
Yes, the next is the Punch newspaper. The screaming headline here is on the minimum wage. Federal government warns of mass sacking as Labour disowns agreement. Unrealistic minimum wage will cause job losses, minister tells Labour. Governors demand refund from $10 billion NIPP investment. Federal government threatens to punish schools shunning safety guidelines. And hunger protesters seek end to economic hardship. And at the lower left, on sexual harassment, HOS suspends permanent secretary, orders probe into a case of sexual harassment in that ministry. In Ogun State, motorists groan as Ogun Ram Market causes gridlock on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Ondoma nabbed with 8 skulls, human parts. That's it on the front page of the Punch this morning.
Next is Daily Trust. Only 5.3 million workers will benefit from new minimum wage. Nigeria among worst salary payers in Africa. Federal government, states, local governments must not politicize wages, put aside. Reducing cost of living is the way out. Dr. Olowo Okere, no agreement reached with federal government. That's according to NLC. So many interesting reads on the front pages of the newspapers this morning.
And same story you have there. Begin with that on the Daily Times. No agreement reached with the federal government on new minimum wage, says the NLC. They are faulting President Tinubu's Democracy Day claim, insist on 250,000 naira. Says Nigerian workers will not accept any minimum wage figure that approximates to starvation wage. And also, why the nation's economy is ailing, that's according to stakeholders. They're commenting on the Democracy Day. Bauchi, local governments risk moderate high flood this year. That's according to NEMA. And finally, President Tinubu vows to preserve democracy, protect citizens' freedom. The story is making the front page of the Daily Times.
Daily Independent is next. New minimum wage is the key kind. The headline reads, federal government asks Labour to settle for what won't lead to mass retrenchment. NLC faults Tinubu's speech, says no agreement with FG yet. Recounts how they were intimidated, harassed by government officials. Says their demand remains 250,000 naira. Democracy Day, APC assures Nigerians of better days ahead. And then APC can't win next election except through rigging. That's according to party chieftain. Says Nigerians believe Tinubu's one-term president. And governors grounded in Niger as governor, 70% of cabinet depart for Hajj. Governor Mba breaks 19-year jinx as NMCN okays internship indexing for a suit other schools of nursing. Some governors encouraging youth to be criminals to rig election. That's according to former President Goodluck Jonathan. And above the masthead, only new constitution will stop Nigeria from collapse. Anyoko and court didn't declare pro-Wike lawmakers PDP members. This is according to Rivers Attorney General. And on the bottom strip, lead with integrity, put people first. Can urges leaders. That's you find that on page 7 of the Daily Independent.
On the leadership newspaper, court rules on Kano Emirate tussle today. No political will to end banditry, says Zamfara governor. And on Democracy Day, state observe low-key celebrations. You see that on the page 7 of the leadership. Labour faults President Tinubu's speech, insists on 250,000 naira. Federal government urges caution to avoid retrenchment for the economic crisis. PEMSEC denies alleged sexual harassment of female staff. And presidency waves off President Tinubu's sleep, says he is a human. 80 die in the Democratic Republic of Congo boat mishap. The story is making the front page of the leadership.
Next is Platform Times. Jobless workers withdraw 14 billion naira from pension savings. This is according to PENCOM. That's a PENCOM report. Above the masthead, column 25 years of democracy in Nigeria. And then police arrest man with 8 skulls, human parts. Abiodun commutes death sentences for 45 inmates, frees 41 others in Ogun. Police DSS clash at June 12 Democracy Day in Ogun State. Governors demand refund on $10 billion NIPP investments. Declare MKO Abiola as democratically elected president. Ogun Group tells Tinubu. Then Wema Bank threatens legal action over license revocation claims. Organized labor reject Tinubu's claims on minimum wage agreement. And that's it about the Platform Times. Next.
All right. So I move to News Direct, Nigerian News Direct. Protesters defy heavy security presence, unite in Lagos, Osun, Ibadan against economic hardship. Others says legacy of MKO Abiola unfulfilled 31 years after as police arrest 5 Revolution Now protesters in Ibadan. Abiodun commutes death sentences for 45 inmates, pardons 41 others. That's still on the June 12 celebration. No going back on 250,000 naira minimum wage demand, Labour tells President Tinubu. And CIBN dispels fears, assures public of banking system stability. The story is making the front page of Nigerian News Direct.
And then News Hub, Daily News Hub, we have Democracy Day, Peter Obi, Atiku differ on Tinubu's Eagle Square. Then we have minimum wage. Our demand remains 250,000 naira. No agreement yet. Labour counters Tinubu accuses president of misinforming Nigeria. And then you have on the side here, Democracy Day, Pirates Confraternity charges NAS, that's the National Assembly, federal government on continuous electoral reforms, electronic voting. Some governors using criminals to rig elections. Jonathan alleges, I have no regrets, stepping on powerful toes, says Benue governor. Outrage in Niger as governor, deputy speaker, state exco members travel to Saudi for Hajj. Hard times, no more excuses, Bode George tells Tinubu. Ex-vice chair Lukman finally dumps APC. Why my subordinates accused me of sexual harassment. Foreign Affairs Ministry Permanent Secretary. Democracy Day, be wary of anti-democratic forces. Tinubu warns Nigerians. Praises Abiola. Other June 12 heroes. Vows to preserve democracy. Appeases citizens over harsh economic situation. And on the bottom strip, settle for realistic minimum wage. Federal government advises labor.
And so I begin here with the first news. On Democracy Day demands, Jonathan urges unity. PDP warns of citizen anger. President Tinubu urged to build democracy. Foreign Affairs Minister urges probe into PAMSEC's alleged sexual assault. And on the top right, Governor Oti suspends Health Commissioner for alleged gross misconduct. Lagos cholera outbreak claims 5 lives, 60 persons hospitalized. Senate approves 98.5 billion naira supplementary budget for the FCT. And outside Nigeria, President Biden's son convicted on 3 felony charges in gun case. Back to Nigeria, police military's approach to banditry frustrating Zamfara governor laments. On June 12, DSS issues warning against the hashtag End Hunger protest. Higher tariff reduced electricity subsidy from 3 trillion naira to 1 trillion naira, according to the Minister of Power. The story is making the front page of the first news.
Right, the nation's sport and life is the last that I have with me here. Cheaper United reveal 10 to 12 offers for Nwabali. And then NFF propose technical advisor for Super Eagles to work with Finidi from September. Also meant to discuss Napoli future with agent after Chelsea snub. Here we have Spurs, Man United battle for £60 million, Eze. Greenwood open to Juve move. And then you also have Ten Hag offer two-year extension at Man United. Time up. Messi into Miami will be my last club. And then also we have Abraham on West Ham's radar. Go away. Man United fans want Rashford, Casemiro out. Son dispels Tottenham exit rumors. Chelsea could offer Gallagher new deal. And then we also have Man United reluctant to pay £70 million for Braithwaite. Tottenham terminates Ndobele's contract. Record signing leaves after failed 5 years. And then West Ham plan Awoni swoop.
This day, Nigeria's newspaper of record. The story above the masthead. Dangote, I have paid $2.4 billion of $5.5 billion borrowed to build refinery. Eyes steel production. Says cartel in oil industry stronger than global drug mafia. Lords, Afribank, Afrexim Bank, Access Bank, AFC for support argues foreign banks not interested in African development. Discloses own refinery to serve as Nigeria's strategic reserve. Well, of course, there's report out there that PMS, Premium Motor Spirit, petrol will start flowing from the Dangote refinery to the Nigerian market from July next month. But Aliko Dangote, Africa's richest man, and of course the founder of the Dangote Group, was in the the Bahamas yesterday, where the AfriExim annual meeting and Afro-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum is taking place right now. And there he addressing the gathering there. He has done well in paying back part of the loan taken for the construction of the world's biggest single train refinery. And according to this report, he's also looking at steel production, an area where Nigeria had so much promise from the Chagari days, but we've not been able to pull that as a country to pull that through. Rufa, you were part of a steel town in Delta State, where your father worked as an engineer with the Delta Steel Company, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's just look at other stories. The lead story of this day, Tinubu's Dobale, military parade, cultural displays highlight Democracy Day celebration. President, democracy, what falling for? Atiku Obi sympathized with Nigeria's leader over his sleep. Nigerian stage protests in Lagos, Abuja, other cities. Police arrest 5. The police should not be arresting people who protest peacefully. That is part of the democratic culture. People should be able to protest. But yesterday, Democracy Day, a lot to celebrate. 25 years of unbroken democracy is worth celebrating, because if we look at what happened in the past, First Republic, Second Republic, First Republic, 6 years. Second Republic, 4 years, 3 months. And of course, the Fourth Republic that the military never allowed to take off. And of course, this republic, we've had elections, and we've even had the opportunity when voters voted out a sitting president. So there is hope, to the extent that if the democracy or the government of the day is not delivering on the dividends Nigerians expect, they should be able to use the ballot box to make a point. That's the whole idea behind democracy, that people can choose their leaders and say, well, you have done enough or you have not done well. It's part of the democratic culture. But of course, yesterday when the president literally tumbled into that van, we're in the studio here, Ruben, Rufai, and Vimbai. We all held our breath to be sure the president was okay. And I think that was in the context in which Atiku Abubakar was even saying, I hope all is well with the president. And the Daily Sun newspaper reporting that story, controversy over Tinubu's fall at June 12 parade. Well, I don't think there's any controversy there. He slipped, he fell, and he stood up. And that was it. No big deal, really. It wasn't an health issue. It was just a trip, as we also, but it's just
swag.
Well,
Swagger.
well,
City Ball.
well,
Jagaban of Bogu.
well, I like,
Asiwaju of Lagos.
yes.
Ogulagha, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria,
Well,
Commander-in-Chief.
Of the Nigerian Force.
Swag.
Yes, of course.
Swag.
It's not unusual. People have, also, even in your homes, people sleep and fail.
Swagger.
But I think I like the way the president made light of
Yes,
that
yes,
matter.
good humor.
Yes, good humor. And there's no big deal about it. It's not, no need to go and look for a demon that followed him from Aso Rock.
No.
Like Ruben, the demon catcher was almost suggesting, right? But Democracy Day, great celebration. But of course, many also notice what looked like the minimization of Abiola in that celebration. His name mentioned once or twice in the president's address, and Ruben, you rightly observed that the president should have devoted at least a paragraph to the sacrifice Abiola made. And of course, yesterday in Abeokuta, the Abiola family gathered, as they do every year, to remember their father, husband, uncle, who gave who sacrificed his life. The Guardian is where Nigeria's unity cannot be traded with your support. I won't fall. Tinubu, of course, in his various speeches yesterday, leadership newspaper